Welcome to the channel. I'm the Scottish Astrologer, and in this video I will explain the major worldwide event that this particular super black moon and micro harvest moon signifies and is warning us of. Now, before I get into that, I will explain to you exactly what a black moon means. Now, a black moon can mean one of four different things. Okay, the moon is considered a black moon if either it is the second new moon to take place in a single month, or it could be the third new moon in a single season, which has 4 new moons, okay, which takes place in it compared to the usual 3 new moons per season. Also, the moon can be considered a black moon when either no new moons take place in the month of February, or if there is no full moon to take place in the month of February, then those moons are considered a black moon. Now, this particular black moon is due to this being the second new moon to take place this month. And as most people already know, a supermoon is when the moon is at its closest point to the earth, and so the micromoon means when it is furthest from the earth, okay? And a harvest moon is obviously the full moon, which signifies roughly the time to harvest most crops. Now, if you take a look on screen, you will see the chart showing the particular configuration of the heavens for the super black moon in Virgo. So if you take a look at the sun and moon, you will see they are joined by Mercury, Mars and Venus, all within 10 degrees of each other. So we have a lot of energy involved here, a lot of conflicting and battling energies, especially since Virgo is the sign of Mercury, okay? Mercury both rules and exalts in Virgo, and Mercury's only enemy in the heavens, the only planet or luminary which Mercury considers its enemy, okay, is the moon, which is doing her thing in Mercury's sign, okay, and so Mercury's house. And Mercury does not like this. He is quite pissed, shall we say, and wants her gone. And so as Mercury is a god of mischief, you best believe this is a bad sign. But it gets worse as Venus is also in Virgo, and Venus has 2 enemies, okay, of the heavens, which are the sun and the moon, okay. And to make things even more difficult here, Mars is also in Virgo, and Mars sees Mercury as his only enemy, and Mars is very tough. So Mercury is going to have to be even tougher here, okay? So like I said, the intense energies, okay, going on between these 3 planets and 2 luminaries are extremely volatile and bad, okay? And to make things even more extreme is the 5 trine aspects involving a retrograding Uranus in the sign of Taurus, as you can see here. Now, one aspect to each of the heavenly bodies in Virgo I just spoke about. And like I said, things were bad enough without a retrograding Uranus being directly involved with each of the 5, okay? And to make things even more charged and devastating is the opposition aspect to both Mars and Venus, which are conjunct the moon from a retrograde in Neptune, who is in rulership in the sign of Pisces. And this is more devastating as Neptune is making an opposition aspect to the sign in which Neptune is in detriment and so hates being in Virgo. And as the aspects are to Mars and Venus, this truly, let's say, pisses them off, okay, pisses them both off. And it's truly frustrating them both to the extreme, as they both would rather be in the sign Pisces, okay, as Venus exalts in Pisces and Mars is the ruler for both day and night of the water triplicity. So this is truly a sorry state of affairs, and again the energies here are so charged, volatile and in conflict that it can only spell disaster for us down here. As above, so below. Now let me explain what the zodiac signs of Virgo and Taurus represent. Now Taurus represents the time on earth in spring when you sow the seeds for most of the crops, and then the zodiac sign of Virgo shows the time when the crops should be harvested. So this particular astronomical event is telling us and warning us of major crop losses this year, okay? Now the yields of the crops around the world is going to be a lot lower than usual, and as a result we are going to see the price of a lot of food go up, or certain things just be scarce and hard to get your hands on. Now the time of the year for the harvest is shown by what is called a harvest moon, and this full moon usually takes place when the sun is in the sign of Virgo. And now as this new moon was the super moon, that means the full moon after this is a micro moon, and that means we have a micro harvest moon coming up on the 14th of September, okay, just following this super black moon, okay. After that, the very next stage of the moon is the micro harvest moon, okay, when it's full. And the micro harvest moon is a very, very fitting name, okay, as like I said, the yields of the harvest will be much smaller than usual, or the acreage lost in total, but the total world production, okay, total amounts grown will be lower, okay, this year than before. And this may actually trigger or be a huge factor towards a recession or financial collapse, as most of everyone's incomes will have to cover the increased food prices, and this is shown through a retrograde in Uranus in Taurus, okay, making his mark on the situation. Now Taurus is also the zodiac sign of money and finances, okay, and Uranus takes 84 years to transit the zodiac, and funny enough, the last time, okay, that Uranus was in Taurus, we had what was known as the Great Depression, which took place throughout the 1930s. Now, if you look at the new chart on screen now, this is a chart of the full micro harvest moon, which comes after the super black moon, okay, like I explained. So these two moons are directly linked with each other, this new moon which leads up to the harvest moon. Now, obviously, the moon is new, is now, in the opposite sign of Pisces, but is now conjunct with a retrograde in Neptune, as you can see here. And Neptune is in rulership when in the sign of Pisces. And as you can see, all the gang, all the same planets as before, except now from obviously the moon, are still with the sun in the sign of Virgo, causing major trouble, shall we say, and are all now in opposition aspects to the moon. Okay, it's very bad. To make things extremely bad, we have a retrograde in Saturn, who is in rulership in Capricorn. Okay, and when Saturn's in rulership, he loves to cause problems, and Saturn all about contraction, okay, as well as many other things, as most of you will know. But when talking about this particular event, crop losses, contraction is the main quality that will be coming into play with Saturn here, okay. So again, Saturn is in rulership in Capricorn, conjunct a retrograde in Pluto, and both Saturn and Pluto are conjunct Ketu, the south node, okay, of the moon, which increases negativity and harshness, okay, of planets. And the two planets you don't want increasing in harshness, okay, and negativity is Saturn and Pluto, especially since Saturn also sees the moon as his enemy. So this is very, very bad, okay, a very bad omen or sign to occur for the harvest moon, okay, especially since how bad the super black moon to precede this full moon was. Like I just explained, these two moons are linked, okay, and are both extremely, extremely bad and volatile. Now, I already knew that crops were going to be bad, okay, starting this year. Like, a lot of other people would know this information as well, okay, as we move into what is known as a major grand solar minimum, okay. It's known as a grand solar minimum, but this one is going to be major. It's not just your usual 11-year solar cycle. It's a deeper cycle. Don't know how deep, but it's more than 11 years, I'll tell you, okay. So as we move into this major grand solar minimum, coupled with us moving into the age of Aquarius, okay, which is a period when the sun is further away from Earth, okay, or Earth is further away from the sun, whichever way you want to say it. So obviously, if the Earth is further away from the sun, okay, during the age of Aquarius, then global temperatures will gradually begin to decline, okay, as well as having these shifting weather patterns, okay, through a change in the jet stream that's all caused through the grand solar minimum. Now, for most of us, the wisest thing you can do right now is to start growing your own food indoors, okay, with heirloom seeds as soon as you can, okay, and try and buy as much food which will last a long, long time, okay, if you are able to, of course. But certainly try to grow as much of your own food as possible, okay. If you can grow like 20%, 25% of your own food, okay, yourself, then you only need to buy 75%, okay, and say that the yields of crops were only 75% compared to 100, so there's only going to be 75% as much goods, okay, in the supermarket. So if you can grow 25% yourself, there we go, you only need 75% from there. So if everyone does that, it mathematically balances itself out. But of course, not everyone will do that. Not everyone will know about this. A lot of people will get caught, okay, like off guard, totally unaware, which is the sad thing. So share this to as many people as possible. So again, try and buy some food that lasts a long time, you know. Again, if you're able to, because this is the beginning. This is the first bad year of many to come. Okay, for cold or seasonally abnormal weather crop losses. Okay, it's only going to get worse from this point on. I'm just warning you. Okay, not just me, there's many other people saying the same thing, okay, and they're right, okay, I swear. I promise you, I've nothing to gain for telling you this otherwise, okay. So again, even though I was already aware of this grand solar minimum and effects of the age of Aquarius, it is very interesting to see the stark warning from the heavens directly at these particular moments, which are related to the harvest, which, like we are warned, will be bad, okay. And this is again the first year, okay, and it's interesting, on the very first year that this stuff kicks in, the astrology for this particular harvest moon and new moon before it is telling us how bad it's going to be. It just lines up perfectly. Now everyone knows, okay, something is not right with the weather, okay? It just gets worse and worse, weirder and weirder, and it's about to majorly affect crop yields, okay? It already has, but like, people are going to know about it after this point, okay? And nowhere near enough people are prepared. You only have to Google world crop production, okay, then click news to see how bad things are actually looking and getting. Now the sad thing is, the world actually has the capabilities and technologies to get all of us through this safely, but sadly we would all need to come together and work together, but the prospect of that seems far off, although we must always have hope. Now, like history shows, people, when they come together, can achieve truly great things. Now, the strange unseasonal weather, etc., and so crop losses, okay, will only get worse, season by season. These particular configurations, okay, in the heavens, is signifying to us we have entered year one, like I just said, the beginning of all this. So this particular year, okay, won't be totally devastating. You will just have to pay more for certain foods, okay, in the supermarket, or certain products will become basically unavailable or hard to obtain, okay. But year by year, this will only get worse and worse until like 10-15 years down the line. The world crop production will be so low, okay, that it will be totally devastating, okay, if we've not prepared by that point, okay. If of course the governments of the world shift most crop production indoors and underground, okay, then we can all offset this. We can not offset this, but get through this is the right word. That's what needs to be done, but the action needs to start now towards it, okay, right now. That's why I'm saying we need to grow our own food, okay, because don't think the government are going to help you, okay. Again, your best hope is starting to grow your own food. Now, do it outdoors where and when possible, okay, right now. But more importantly, indoors, okay, create your own indoor garden. It's so important that you do, as again, it's going to eventually be far too cold outside for most of the earth to produce crops, okay. That's just the facts of it. So we need to move indoors, underground. That's where it all needs to be shifted to. And personally right now, okay, everybody needs to take personal steps towards being self-sufficient as much as possible for food, okay, so you don't get caught off guard, okay, and truly affected by this. Again, it won't be too bad this year, okay, unless there is a collapse through it all, okay. With food prices going up, like I said, everyone's incomes are going to have to, everyone needs to eat, you know, so you're going to have to go more towards food. Like, if food bills went up 10-20%, you're still going to have to pay for the food, okay, so you're going to have to take that money out of other things, okay, so that'll truly affect the economy worldwide. So you should expect some sort of financial event through this, okay, after this point, at some point. And I'm not trying to scare anybody, I'm just trying to hopefully warn people so people are prepared. Again, share this video because that's the whole point of it, warning people. You know, I'm just a messenger. It's the heavens that are telling this story, okay? I'm just relaying it to you. I can read it and I'm relaying it to you. Okay folks, I think I've went on enough for this video. Huge thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell at the right hand side of the subscribe button. Until next time, take care.